now. We have Finn sheep, which are fairly small. We also have one Shetland sheep left, and they're also small sheep. And they create, well, traditionally people would shear once a year, but we shear twice a year actually, and most of our sheep grow wool fast enough to be able to get a good length, about this much, twice a year. For a Shetland or a Finn sheep, we get somewhere around 3 to 4 pounds. So how many yards is that? Depends on if you have thin yarn, or like this, or thicker yarn, or bulky yarn. Depends on what kind of yarn it is, how many yards you get. But the small sheep, about 3 to 4 pounds. Our Romney sheep, probably 7 to 8 pounds twice a year. And our Cotswold and Corriedale, and we just got a Border Leicester ram. Nice long wool, beautiful long wool, and we'll probably get 8 or 9 pounds twice a year from him.
And what time of year do you shear them?
We shear right before lambing, which is usually in March, and this time of year. We've just gotten our goats all done.
Freezing.
They don't. It takes about 2 days in the barn, and they've grown back enough so that they're fine and they don't shiver at all. But we do want them to be in the barn this time of year when we're shearing. So.
Through the years, they've changed the size of what is considered a skein, because you used to buy 4 ounces and that'd be a skein. Now it's down to 3.5.
Oh yeah, and sometimes 2-ounce skeins. Yeah, it's very common to get 2-ounce skeins. Or maybe you get grams these days, 100 grams or 50 grams. And the language for knitting has changed. You know, when I learned to knit many, many years ago, we used one set of, let's see, pass, slip, stitch, over, and now it's slip, slip, knit. And so they've changed the abbreviations and the lingo. So, you know, if you pick up an old pattern, sometimes it looks kind of like, to me now it looks like Greek because I've gotten used to the new lingo.
Is that a fleece that you brought too?
Oh yeah, talking about using all parts of the animal. This is a pelt. So when the time comes that they need to go to the freezer, in some cases we're able to save the pelt. I know. I hate that part of it. That's my least favorite part of it.
You should leave them.
Well, people say that, but I don't think it'd make any difference. Because I just love my sheep. You know, I discovered something about maybe a couple of years ago. I was showing my brother our sheep. And I was petting them and loving them. And, you know, they know me really well. They come right up to me. And I was showing him how much I love my sheep. And he said, "You really love your sheep, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." He said, "Well, I bet you it's genetic." It turns out that our grandfather loved sheep. And that was his favorite farm animal. And I never knew that about my grandfather. I did know that my grandmother, who did some oil painting, had done I think the painting of a sheep that I had was one that she did. And so that was kind of...
And our Nova Scotia relatives raised sheep.
But Grandpa Keene raised sheep, and he loved sheep. It was his favorite farm animal. Who knows?
But he loved all of his animals. He loved his cows too, Grandpa Keene.
Did he? Yeah.
I remember Daddy telling me about that.
Yeah. Loved his cows. And Daddy loved his horses.
But when Daddy finally left the farm, it was because the extension agent showed Daddy how to make a chart. This cow eats this much grain and gives this much milk. And so Daddy spent a whole year with the chart, and then he showed his dad and he says, "Well, this cow is eating this much grain, but she's older now and she's only giving this much milk." And he said, "But she's been an awful good cow. I don't want to get rid of her."
Well, you know, that's why we had 14-year-old Lola. She's a really good sheep. She's been around a long time, and she used to give us really nice wool.
Does the quality of the wool change as they age?
It does.
Do you stop shearing them?
No, we still shear her. She just doesn't produce as much as she used to. And it's still beautiful.
Oh, my hair's gotten too.
It doesn't get as long as it used to, but she does still
mentioned something about allergies that Bill said here. I've been allergic to wool for the 3 years I've been using it. Did you say that it's not the wool itself, but the lanolin content?
In some cases, it's actually the chemicals that they use in scouring. And when it came, did you get to touch some?
I smelled it all, it didn't bother me.
It didn't bother you, so maybe that's what you're allergic to. And maybe if you used wool like ours that has not had exposure to those chemicals, it would be fine for you. I would say be cautious because, you know, maybe you are allergic to wool, but, you know, you could test it and see.
Because
I tell
Donna
people-
used to break out if she had a wool sweater.
Yeah, I tell people to take a small bit of it and put it around their neck. You know, put it someplace like this that's a sensitive area. And just walk around and not think about it for a little while. It'll tell you if you're allergic. But this is a really good one to do. This is 20% bunny and 80% merino, which is a very, very fine wool sheep. We don't own merino sheep. The story is that we don't have bunnies either. We acquired this bunny fiber and we took it to have it spun, and the woman who spins it said, I will only spin it if I provide the merino that it gets spun with. So we had her spin up a whole bunch of it, and people love it. It's really nice, and we're still using it. But it's very, very soft. And I'm leaving little bits of wool all over the place. Whoever's going to clean up is going to say, what on earth was she doing with all these little bits of wool?
Well, it's either gonna be David, me, or Amy.
Oh, okay. Well, then you
Fitting
know
in the
what
family. Yep.
Other questions?
Did you make your baskets?
No, I did not. Not a single one of them. I do have a couple of baskets that my partner Mary Ann has made, but not happen to have been any of these. I do have some postcards that feel free to take one. If you would like to come visit our farm, you are most welcome to come. Just call ahead to make sure we're home. If we're home, we're open. We're routinely open the third Saturday and Sunday of the month from 12 to 6, and every Tuesday afternoon from 12 to 8. See, I should be home minding the store right now. Not that we get a lot of traffic, actually. Most of the traffic that we get is somebody calls out and says, you're home, or back home over. So if this time of year, if you come on short notice, the yarn shop will be cold, so be prepared to wear a coat. But if we know ahead of time far enough, we have a nice little wood stove in there, we'll warm it right up for you.
You said the third Saturday?
The third Saturday and Sunday of the month.
What time?
That's when the store's open. The third Saturday and Sunday of the month.
They do have a website that has,
And every Tuesday from 12 to 8. We actually have a little knitting circle that gathers on Tuesday afternoons from 1 to 4. We started out from 1 to 3, but we have such a good time. Have a cup of tea, we have such a good time, we decided to extend it to 4. And that's always a good time.
Well, you're certainly welcome to stay and ask questions as long as Marty wants to stay. We have talked about tea. We have cider and
gingerbread and pumpkin muffins and sugar cookies.
It sounds wonderful, doesn't it?
and next month we have talks on Poland Spring, hotel and water.
Okay.
Hope to see you then.
Let's
Um,